So, you're looking at it, you're like, okay, the offense was much better. The offense was much better, but we still only put up 16 points, right?
Yeah.
Look,
Yep.
We said on our show last week when we talked about Matt Canada being the offensive coordinator no longer, that this was going to be a process. It was not going to be a 1 week fix, right? We saw
you
a lot.
Jump that big in week 1. I just can't wait. Sorry.
Right. But you can say that was a big jump, right? But where was the jump not made? In scoring some more points. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they can keep some more of that consistency, and as Coach Tomlin said today, quit being on the wrong side of field position.
Yep. That's how they got 400 yards. They had long fields.
They're going to have the opportunity to put more points up.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I mean, bottom line is I felt like I felt in the preseason again.
Yes. I think I said that to Kyle after the game. I said, boy, that felt more like the Steeler offense from the preseason.
Yes, it really did. And there was something else I was going to say, and now I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it after the show, and I'll tell just you, but no one else is going to get to hear about it.
Well, it's almost like I have a conversation with our mother.
Yeah. I have something to tell you. I don't remember what it is. So
she actually did that. She actually did that to me today. She's like, I got something important to tell you. And I waited till you finished talking what you were talking with your dad, and now I can't remember.
Yep. I know. It's what happens. So, okay. Wes gave us some further context. He's like, so over the in the first 10 games, Freiermuth, Hayward, and Washington combined for 228 yards. In game 11, Pat Freiermuth had 120 by himself.
Just
yeah.
Could be. Look, if the Steelers start using their tight ends consistently, just think about what that does for Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Calvin Austin out on the outside passing game.
Najee Harris, Jalen
Warren in the running game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you want to stop and think, Kenny Pickett, just more places to go with the football. Okay, a quick question for you.
Okay.
Did you get the feeling that Kenny Pickett had more options of where he could go with the football in the game
I do.
last week?
I feel like he had the freedom. Now, does it mean that you hit all your reads? No. But you could look at what the defense was doing and decide what was going to be your first and second read based on what you saw at the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
Not that this has to be your first read, regardless of what the defense shows you. That's how I felt. Now I remember what I was going to say. So I better say it. When's the last time you saw the players this excited and happy on the sidelines and after a game and everything?
Yeah.
Because they have now what we have now that we didn't have 8 days ago. Hope.
Yes.
Hope of improvement. Because here's a great question that someone else, other people might have answered this, but I didn't get to see it. If they did or not. Afton Forward says, what happens when the tape catches up with the new play caller? Easy. You call more plays. You call new plays. Because the tape catches up, but if you're adding to your repertoire as the tape is catching up, then you're good. Do you ever really feel like Matt Canada added to the repertoire? Isn't that why Coach Tomlin constantly had to say, we just have to do what we do better? He didn't feel like it was anything new. You're going to see something new every week now because I think these guys get it and are smart enough. And if nothing else, they are coaches that appear that they will listen to their players anyway.
Yeah.
It just seems to work more in harmony. That gives hope.
They're not playing Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
They're playing,
Yeah.
the newest Madden game where you can pick a gazillion plays.
Yeah.
And they understand that you can line up in the same formation and run multiple plays out of that formation to keep teams guessing.
Yes.
That's the other thing I felt Matt Canada never did.
You're these players in this alignment, this is what's coming.
Yep.
Yeah. You got stuck in tendencies and things of that nature.
I wanted to bring up something real quick on another thought, which might have helped add a little bit to Kenny Pickett's PFF score.
Yeah.
I think he got some style points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Both throws up the seam to Freiermuth, tight windows.
Yeah.
Okay. The throw to Deontay Johnson and the throw to George Pickens, each down a sideline. Beautiful throws dropped in perfectly.
It seemed like he had a stronger ball, if you know what I mean.
Just stronger ball, but both of them, just the ball was right where it had to be. I think they gave him some style points, partly because it was something you hadn't really seen from him this year.
Yeah.
So just a thought.
Yep. So I got hope going forward that the offense can continue to improve. You don't just say, "Oh, the offense wasn't very good. We gotta back everything up and do less, but do it better." Doesn't work. No.
Yeah.
So there you go. Also, it'll be really interesting to see what kind of comments we get on after the fact on YouTube in this show, because if you go back, I'll tell you, Saturday morning I was on the Q&A with Jeremy Jerome Betts.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at those comments, they did not age well. People who commented after the fact, tearing up Kenny Pickett. He's terrible. It's not going to make any difference at all with him, with Matt Canada being gone, because he's just not it. Now, am I saying that Kenny Pickett is it? There's no definition of that anyway. Am I saying that? No. But I'm just saying he looked a whole lot more like it last week than he has all season. So let's get a repeat performance. Let's not even just I'm happy with a repeat performance, except for points. Let's step it up a little bit. Let's just not show that jump in offensive performance happened there. Now it's got to build week in and week out. This is December. If you're going to improve through December, this is what I talked about for the longest time when people keep asking me about who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not jumping to any conclusions with the Steelers. I'm not there yet. No. I say, look at the teams that are winning games and getting better at the end of the season. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a chance to be a team like that now. They didn't 8 days ago, and now they do. And what they have to do, yes, their schedule coming up is looking pretty nice. People keep talking about on the national people. They're like, well, Baltimore's going to win that division. You forget. Week 18, that could be a very important game. The Steelers controlled their own destiny for the AFC North. If the Steelers went out, they win the North and a season. I mean, and story. And if they lose any games, they have to lose the same number as the Ravens going into the last week of the season. Because the Ravens don't bye this week, so you can't drive nothing this week. If the Ravens lose one, the Steelers can lose one. That's what I'm saying. But I don't even talk about losing one. If they're both sitting in the same with the loss column coming into last week, that game's for the division. So what's crazy is that the Steelers, not playing well offensively for so long, put themselves in a position that they control their own destiny in the AFC North still. So you got to improve, and it starts this week. We got to get to this. Arizona Cardinals, if you're out there listening, hit me up. I'm going to be there. A part of the 122 crew. Let me know if you're going to be there. This is the one game. I'm saying the one game right now that I'm going to be at because I'm not ruling out the Steelers hosting a playoff game. If they win the FC North, they host a playoff game, and I've already put in for my playoff tickets. Now, I don't know if I have to go rock, paper, scissors with my brother-in-law or if we each get one seat. How we would do that.
I'll say if we go that route, I'm going to be saying, hey, Chuck, looks like we're going to the game together.
Exactly. So the Steelers, yeah, they have every opportunity, but it doesn't. All that doesn't matter. What matters is this week against the Cardinals. Rich, give me some of your thoughts before you give me your score.
All right.
Now, for those of you up there, don't jump ship. Don't get too soon.
Thoughts on this game as I watched the Cardinals playing the Rams the other day. The Cardinals defense, not that good.
Yeah.
The Cardinals offense, not that good.
They're one of the worst passing offenses in the NFL. Pretty decent with rushing, but one of the worst passing. The Steelers are up there in rushing defense now.
I really oh yeah. Oh, I have to bring up two. I got my thanks, Rich, up there. Yes, not only will you be in attendance, Frosty the Bear.
Yeah.
Will be
I'm going to be trying to hook up as it gets closer to meet up with Frosty.
Yep. So he ended up purchasing my tickets for that game. So he said thanks to me. I said thank you, Frosty the Bear, because although I would have gone to that game, no problem, I really had some other things I was wanting/needing to do this weekend besides running up for yet another game. Although
the expense of going to a bunch of games.
and
yeah.
Although I have been undefeated for quite a while now. So
yeah.
If they lose, it's your fault, Dave. But I really don't expect
I'm undefeated since COVID.
I really don't expect the Steelers to lose this game. I think, believe it or not, I think this past weekend was fuel to the fire for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Because I think they got a glimpse of their own potential on both sides of the football.
Yeah.
And I think they really got a chance to look at that and think, hey, we could be not just a decent football team, but a really good football team. So if they build from that, if they see that and they're hungry for that, I expect them to come out and take care of business against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, something else that may play into the Steelers' hand in this game. Have you looked at the weather for Sunday, Dave?
I have. It's supposed to rain.
Supposed to be rainy. I like the Steelers' running game over the Cardinals' running game, especially the Steelers' running game against the Cardinals' defense versus the Cardinals' running game against the Steelers' defense.
Yeah, that's where you really have to look at it. You're exactly right.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But in the end, if you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and give you my score.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Steelers, 24, Cardinals, 10.
Rich has 24-10 with the Steelers. Remember, your scores are there and are ready. If you don't say a team, we assume Steelers. But before we get started, here we go. The $2 into the tip jar from way back at the beginning because he had to get going. Captain Underpants said, can't stay tonight. Score 24-9. Good guys.
I hadn't even looked at his score.
And he's saying 475 yards. I'm trying to get back. I have a feeling this is going to, wow. I got to scroll way back in order to find these. Okay. Oh no, guess what? I messed up. Yeah, I did it in our YouTube live chat. It didn't go out everywhere. Scores are out there. If you didn't get it on Facebook, it's because I left a message just for YouTube before we started the show. And therefore, you know what? I'm going to put it out there again for everybody else.
Yep,
just because
to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure. But for those of you, you're fine. because I messed that up a little bit. So Kathy Ford, she's got 30-17 Steelers. Sorry, Brian Brown, you jumped the gun. You don't get yours. George has 27-13 Steelers. Steel Dog 88 is 27-10 Steelers. Steelers Pittsburgh, 24-8 Steelers. There's Afton Forward saying 30-10. Sean Manahan says Steelers 27, Cards 13, going with even more, another 400 games offense. We got a break in tradition. Thomas Riley.
No, he broke it. I thought we break it last week?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no, I think he did last week because he realized the curse was broken, and whether it was last week, it did make sense. Steelers 34, Cardinals 16. I'll be honest with you. 16 is an awful lot for the Cardinals against the Steelers.
Actually, yes, it is.
Yeah, look at that. Even with Wes, he says 31-17. Steelers get 5 takeaways. They might have
5 takeaways. Yeah, if there's 5 takeaways, there's no way they're getting to 17.
Yeah. Steeler Chick 46 has 28-10. Okay. Dion Eaton says 28-10 Steelers as well. Steve Phyllis says 27-12 Steelers. First timer. Hey, good to see that you got in there.
There you go.
First time the show. Don't get rid of me. Hey, thanks for joining us. Glad you got your score in there. Here's Gavin Anthony has 23-10. I can't read. 23-17 Steelers. Frosty the Bears got 34-13 Steelers. Being in Big Bro seats. Oh, he said KP 8 gets 4 passing teams. I don't know. He could, because it was raining last week. It didn't bother the Steelers.
No.
So we'll see how it goes. Harvey Stone's got 26-13 Steelers. No one you know has 23-16. That would be Steelers. Brian Brown now gets it in and says 33-7 Steelers. He says Boz is going to hit 11 field goals.
11 field goals.
That'd be great. David Poe says 23-13 Steelers. Reginald Rivers says 30-17 Steelers. John Walter says 23-14 Steelers. Outside Steelers fan has 27-10. And said finally a convincing game. Yeah, that would be. Brian Blackstock says 27-13 Steelers. Then what's where I put scores out there again? Felicia. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Felicia.
She has 24-17 Steelers. Ruben Stone has 23-9, getting focused. George Rice has 27-19. Those were both Steelers, the last two that I said. Steelers Nation, I'll show you. 41-41 Card Pit. He's a huge fan of Card Pit. Maybe the only fan. Remember, these two teams merged into one in the 40s. There we go. Sherry Richards has 33-16. I think I got outside Steelers fan. Yeah, I got that one. Richard Adamson, 21-7 Steelers. Jerry Cherry, rocking it with the band. 23-13 Steelers. He says, Wes says it's a good point. He fixed his score, 31-6. And they still get 5 takeaways. Okay. Gary says 17-16 Steelers. A Tomlin special. You know what? That would be
Tomlin special.
Yeah. Tyler W. 30 Steelers 31, Cards 24. Wow, that's a lot of points for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals just don't put up that many points usually.
I'll talk more about that on Stat Geek. George OTJ has 27-13 Steelers. Let's see. I'm looking. I think that's it. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited for this one. Not because I'm going to be there. Normally, I would be more nervous because this would be the kind of one. I mean, especially if you're talking about the Steelers offense 2 weeks ago. You're like, oh, watch them play the Cardinals and not be able to do anything. Okay. They're at home. They're playing a team that doesn't have a strong defense. They don't have that strong of an offense. They haven't even had their bye week yet. The Cardinals' bye is after this game. Them and the Commanders are the two teams that have the latest bye of the season. So they're 2-10. They already can't have a winning record. They're eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, I don't know if it's officially mathematically, But I mean, in reality, that's what it is. And some people think that they're going for a draft pick. So they're does it
Playoffs.
remember this is still a team that beat the Dallas Cowboys. It was a different quarterback. But now they have their number one overall pick quarterback back. So it's not that any NFL team can beat anybody, but there's just something that feels different about this Steelers team now. If they don't win this game, to me, they're not contenders. And it's not like they're playing the best competition. You have to win these types of games. End the story. All right, Rich, what do you want to say to close this out?
All right. So, enjoy yourself at the game, Dave. I will have to, take care of make sure I write my article extremely well, since I won't have you to edit at halftime.
That's right.
But I will handle that. Look, the other thing you're going to get that I think you're going to get, which is why in some ways, hey, Frosty the Bear, enjoy my tickets. In some ways, I really wish I was going to this game, because I sat in the stadium for the Thursday night game against the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
The place was dead.
Yeah.
There was no excitement. The Steelers, Renegade happened, everybody got to cheering, and then they gave up the very first play, a big play, and the place went dead silent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think this past week is going to re-energize the fan base.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself could help be contagious to the players on the sideline. To that, they were like, you could see the excitement in the players last week. I think you're going to they get at home. They're feeling good about that. If the fan base comes out and is extremely energized, I think that's just going to energize them all over again, saying, hey, our fans are here and they're being loud and they're excited again. That should have us excited.
Yep.
And I expect to see a pretty good game. I expect it to be, what I want to say, I guess the word I want to use is clean. That the Steelers won't make a lot of boneheaded mistakes, and for the first time in a while, it's Tuesday and I'm already looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Tuesday night, and I'm looking forward to Sunday, 1:00, when God intended football to be played. My butt is going to be upstairs on my couch. Kyle will be with me because he's excited again, and he and I are going to be excited to sit down and watch the Steelers play the Arizona Cardinals. Can't wait.